The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. Fairly short kick, taking it to 14 here. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. So here come the Patriots now on offense. And out will come the leader of this offense, and that, of course, is their signal caller. The play fake. He'll look to throw. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And no, incomplete. Boy, they took a shot there on the first play, trying to start it out with a bang. But it's second down. And the Buffet boys, the O-line, hopefully they're ready today.
Listen, you got to feed them first. But if you do, you usually get a great product out on the field. And when they play well, the quarterback can't wait to feed them afterwards.
To throw now on 2nd and 10. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. Just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1.
Here we go now. 3-19.
Back to throw. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. Well, he's taken down, but not before picking up the first thanks to a flashy little spin move. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
So when you saw him dump it off to the back, did you think he was going to pick up the first down there?
Well, I knew one thing. It wasn't his primary target. At least it didn't look like it. Turned out to be the play they needed, though. And it's big because it's the opening drive. So converting that 3rd down, keeping the play, not the play, the drive going.
Yeah, it certainly appeared like his downfield targets were covered. Threw a little dump off to his back, and nice effort picking up the first down, though. And you're right. That opening drive, keep those chains moving.
They're going to look to throw. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. And this defensive line will be looking to control the point of attack.
And that's what they've done throughout this season. This is a terrific unit. They play together very, very well, and they don't permit big plays to happen.
2nd down now after the pass completion. They'll run it now out of the gun. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. It'll be a loss of a yard, and they're going to face a 3rd down.
But when it comes to the running game, the New England Patriots, they're one of the few teams in the NFL that I don't think care much about balancing things out.
Last year, to your point, 5th in passing yardage, number 30 in the run game.
What they want to do each and every week is make a game plan based on their opponent, not so much their own personnel, and they try to attack that way.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
Looking to throw. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Patriot 1st down. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. Takes this to the 32, maybe the 31, and then the defense rallying quickly after that broken tackle.
I'm not sure that this play was designed for him specifically, but they got through the progressions and got the ball to him. So second catch on the drive. He may not be a primary guy, but they definitely want him involved, don't they?
Absolutely. This early, the opening drive, as you said, 2 catches. So if they can get him going in the passing game, it should open up his running game too. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground.
Hurry up, here we go. Green, 39.
Room here to run. And avoids the contact by sliding. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. They run the counter now on first down. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
While we know that the identity of this offense is to throw the ball, they've got to run it every so often, if for no other reason than to tamp down the pass rush. They can't let them just tee off and get to their quarterback.
They'll run it now out of the gun. The gain of a yard gets them back where they started. Now it's 3rd and 10.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Well, this drive, they're a perfect 2 of 2 on third down conversions, but they need a full 10 yards here. Looking for the end zone. And a shot taken on third down, unsuccessful. 4th down now.
Well, that was certainly an aggressive call and an aggressive play. Instead of just going for the first down, took the shot in the end zone, went for the touchdown.
And on third down, maybe said, forget about the sticks. We want 6. And Gostkowski's kick is good. And the Patriots jump out to a 3-0 lead. And Charles, they get the field goal. Took him a dozen plays, though.
Work with me on this one. You know what I'm about to say, right? Bend but don't break. That's what came into play here for the defense. 12 plays were run at them. They only gave up 3 points. In a lot of ways, that's a win for the defense.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So here comes the Raider offense now onto the field. And a glance here at their quarterback, standing 6'3". They'll try and start this drive in the air. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Newton. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. So they complete the pass, and now they face a second down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard. And the big boys up front in the trenches. What do you think of the O-line, Charles?
I love them because this is a group that's so cohesive. They know what the man next to them is going to do at all times, and they operate as a terrific unit.
On third down, that's Ballard, and not going to be able to push this forward. He runs into a wall right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. So on 4th down, here's Marquette King to punt it away. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. Uses the spin. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And the Patriots take over. And now out come the Patriots. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
And on 2nd and 10 now.
Let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And very little room to maneuver. He'll get this down to about the 39. Just a couple there on the 2nd down run. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8 situation.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Foreseeing completion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going into the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
On 3rd down. That's Terry. And that is what you call a hit stick. Put down to the ground hard at the 46. It's a pickup of 6, but it's not going to be enough. And the punt team's going to be summoned on 4th down.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
The Patriots send out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. And now here come the Raiders. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals. All right, number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. They'll run it now out of the gun. And still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. And when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
On 3rd down. That's Ballard. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4.
I'd say the staff that's up in the booth watching the game, they may want to file that one away. See how fast the free safety closed to make that play? Might want to check into a throw the next time.
Here's Marquette King now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now the Patriots gearing up to go now. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
A really good pickup of 28 yards. before they can run another play. The clock hits triple zeros. And time is up on the first quarter. 3-0 is our score, and we'll return to Foxborough after this. Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, it's the Patriots in possession to begin quarter number 2, and they've got it here with a first down. He's going to be taken down right at the line. No gain, and it's second down.
Here we go. 3-19.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. He didn't get rid of the football there, took the sack, although that's easier said than done. He can't just chuck the thing sideways into the seats.
No, he really can't, because you're not afforded total protection as a quarterback. You have to get outside of the tackle boxes as defined by the NFL, meaning wherever your tackles operate normally, get outside of that. And the ball that you throw has to get back to at least the line of scrimmage. Otherwise, you face an intentional grounding call.
New England on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 17.
Here we go.
And the pressure gets to him again.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out. And this is their 3rd drive. Maybe the focus right now not so much on points, but getting their first down.
And when you start off a game, you don't even think that's an issue, do you? But you go a drive, a 2nd drive, no first down, that becomes an issue. Now you got to think about, okay, what type of play calling do I have to do to get us in a spot to pick that first one up?
And shedding through the tackle. And he'll get across the 20, but only to about the 22-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Doesn't matter who you're rooting for in this game. The effort of the man with the football, getting away from one and trying to turn forward and get some yardage, I really liked what he did there.
Here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. A Raider first down, 17 yards. Maybe a little sign of life here offensively, Charles. They get their first down. They didn't have any in quarter number 1.
And I think what we're seeing is great evidence of good scouting by both teams, right? Understanding what they like to do, their best plays, try and take those away early. So now we're seeing some adjustments, and they end up getting their first down.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. Give him 2 yards on that play, and that'll make it 3rd down.
An extra corner on the field for New England here on 3rd down.
Yeah, another DB.
Let's go. 3-19.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. Now they'll run it on the toss. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Now that's the type of play that'll fire up a defense. Hold them to 1 yard on a first down run. It'll be interesting to see if the offense decides to press the run at all, or if they'll abandon it now after gaining only 1 on that play.
On the left side, he finds Beasley. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. The Raiders on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4.
All right, here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. And they're able to convert on 3rd with a solid gain of 23. Great patience in the pocket. Of course, it's easy to be patient when the protection's good, and it was.
Yeah, you've got to pat those guys on the helmet and say thanks, because they gave him plenty of time to stay back there, survey the field, go through the reads that he wanted to, and deliver the ball accurately. That was really well executed.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's going to push his way down to about the 12. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
And when you get good yardage like that on first down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
And they give this time to the tailback. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. The Raiders on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation.
Let's go. 3-19. 3-19.
To the sideline, and oh, that's well done. Able to drag the feet. He's going to have the first down.
Holding offense.
So that one a hold right guard.
And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often, because that could be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen. Got caught for the penalty.
And he will have the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. That right there, a good sign for a team that's had trouble converting 3rd down so far this year. They're the bottom 5 in the NFL, but they come through there.
Yeah, and I bet if we put our guy Marvin on the case and say, Marvin, tell us where they rank on 3rd and what, right? I bet they're in the top 5 in the league on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 or more, because that's how you end up not converting. Just too much yardage to pick up on 3rd down.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to battle his way down right around the 2-yard line. A very valuable 9-yard pickup, and now they're set up a little better here for 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
A reminder that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll check in with Larry Ridley in Orlando with highlights and analysis of this first half of play.
And I'm going to check in with a heater.
I'm going to be right there with you, partner. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. On 3rd down, it's Ballard. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action. And his kick is indeed good, and that will tie us at 3-3. So this offensive unit, they've now had 3 drives, and they only have 3 points to show for it.
Payoff is the key for everything. How many offenses we talk to that say we have to finish drives? Thus far, this team hasn't finished it quite the way they wanted to.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now the Patriots offense, they worked their way back out onto the field. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. Don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
And his throw's going to be incomplete. Second down now after the incompletion. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on first and second down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
Set. 3-19. 3-19.
On third down, that's Terry. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
And they will elect to decline the penalty.
Everything turned out the way they wanted it to. No sense in even having to take that one, hence the decline.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. A second quarter score from down in Houston. It's the Chargers out to an early lead. I have a feeling that one's going to stay tight throughout. We'll continue to monitor. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
All that practice time came to fruition on that play. All those timing routes that they work on through training camp, OTAs, minicamp, and just regular season, they got it done on that one. An outcut, ball was delivered, and picked up the completion.
So a challenge coming down from the booth, and that's where these challenges come from, of course, in the final 2 minutes of the half.
Yeah, now we're going to New York, right? That's command central for the officials. They'll talk, they'll take a look at it, communicate with the referee at the game site, and issue a final decision because they do have the final call now.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's third. The Raiders on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 2. He'll look to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Newton. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. And they're on 3rd and short. They just tried to spread the field. It worked.
And I think that the spreading of the field, the extra receivers, has really become the next in the evolutionary chain in the NFL. Go all the way back. In that situation, you're handed to the fullback, right? As we evolve, maybe you pitched it to your tailback. Now you spread the field, and you have your choices of where to throw it and complete it for a first down.
Now a play fake here on first down. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Campbell. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. They'll set up to throw. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete. So incomplete on first. Let's see what second down has in store. They'll drop to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Newton. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense, as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. So we're back in the offense getting set following the call of that timeout. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And the ball is knocked out, but fortunately he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble.
All I can say about this play is that someone's living right. I mean, he's trying to gain yardage, trying to get upfield. Ball comes free. What's that panic that we've talked about oftentimes that you feel when you lose the ball?
You can sense it.
Oh, you can sense it, and somehow he got to it and was able to recover it for his squad.
And he finds Beasley complete. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Second down and just 1. They'll look to throw here. That'll be incomplete, as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. The Raiders on third down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow them to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let them get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th. So they kick it through to take the lead. There is a little bit of time left, though, here in the second quarter.
And while they're concerned about not giving up a big return or giving up points themselves going into the half, how good do they feel, though, putting points on the board themselves right near the end of the first half?
And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. They'll throw now on the final play. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. So if you like field goals, this is your game. 6-3, 3 field goals at the break. As we send you down to Orlando, where we check in with Larry Ridley and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Larry.
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome to the EA Halftime Report. Let's take a look back at the first half. The Patriots are not moving the ball through the air for a second straight week. The Raiders' defense will hope they can force that trend to continue in the second half. Here we go. Let's do this. Here's your first half highlights. Raiders come out on 3rd and 4. Newton's able to get open here, and he'll be tackled at the 21-yard line. However, they only come away with a field goal on the drive. Now to late in the first half. Campbell's able to make the catch in traffic, and he'll end up at the 45-yard line before being tackled. Raiders would stall out, though, and settle for a field goal. So that's it for us at the EA Sports Studio. We'll go back now to Gillette Stadium for the start of the second half.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and he'll take over at the 25. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
They'll set up a throw. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down. Gun now on third down. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Newton. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a fourth down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, like hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
31 yards on the punt there. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Here comes the Patriots offensive unit. They'll have it first here to begin the third quarter. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance to turn that into points on the offensive end.
Can you imagine what the grease board looks like at the half? Because
no, tell me.
That's exactly what they printed up. Stop them on defense, get the ball back for our offense, and go downfield and score some points. Now, the last part remains to be seen, but they got the first part done very well.
Do people use grease boards, or you mean the magic marker board?
Yeah, those two. Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down.
All right, Brandon, you know me as well as anyone. You know I don't usually advocate abandoning things during a game, but here we are in the second half. I think it's time to change things up. Let the running game go a little bit. Let's get to the passing game, and if you still want to get in the hands of the runner, maybe you swing it to him, throw it to him a little bit, try it that way.
And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. That goes as a gain of 11 and a Patriot first down. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
On play action, they'll throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
New England on third down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 17.
Let's go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line. It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on 4th down. The Patriots send out their punter. as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. And now Oakland ready to take the field. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. They'll look to throw. And he slings one that's incomplete.
Tight end has become a bigger and bigger part of the passing game in the NFL. But if you drop the football, that position can get swapped out with a wide receiver in that spot, a running back in that spot. There are other ways they can go if you're not going to catch the ball.
And that's not just his first drop, his 2nd drop of the game. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. A very solid gain of 27.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good 1st down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on 1st down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from it. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
The Raiders on 3rd down. They've converted 6 times and could use a 7th here. This is 3rd and 8. They'll look to throw. Throw, but incomplete. He was waving his arms, wanted the football, but he dropped it. And that reminds me of the story you told me from your days at Tennessee. We don't need to mention the other guy's name, but when he dropped an open pass that you blew coverage on, what'd you say to him?
Yeah, it's really not right since I blew coverage, but since he dropped the pass, I said, well, maybe next time he'll just walk it out here and hand it to you. Would that be easier? He wasn't real thrilled with that.
That's cold-blooded. Cold-blooded. Elsewhere in the NFL, they're in the 2nd half at FedEx Field now. And you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he works free. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a 1st.
Well, plenty of credit has to go to the guy carrying the ball. He broke the tackle and gained the yardage. But that doesn't necessarily mean that the defender's bad. They're not going to make 100% of the tackles all the time. Even the best in the game will miss one occasionally. The key is not to let it snowball and miss tackle after tackle. On that play, credit to the offense, but that doesn't make the defense bad.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 14 yards is the pickup there and a New England 1st down.
Well, it certainly appears that the big guys up front have taken charge of the line of scrimmage. 2 really nice plays back-to-back. But on the defensive side of the ball, there shouldn't be any despair. Okay, they've got us a couple of times here. Hang in there, keep your composure, and try and figure it out for the next play.
Green 39!
Going to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Back to throw here. And that's incomplete. New England on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This will be 3rd and 5.
Set. Green, 39.
He'll drop to throw. And he comes back with one complete. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. It goes as a gain of 8 and it moves the chains.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
First down and 10 now for the offensive group.
Now let's go. Green, 39.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Evades him at the 20. A little second effort there on the strong run. And then drop just inside of the 20. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. Now a handoff here to his running back. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. The gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up first downs.
So it'll be first down here after the run.
Let's go.
Now a handoff as they run left side. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
The evaluation process in today's NFL does not take into account as much bulk as it does speed, and that's what we're seeing with the linebacker position. Those guys that can run, they can play at any spot because they can make plays on the opposite side of the line of scrimmage.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Foxborough. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. They'll run it now out of the gun. They get 9 yards back on the run there, and they're left with a much more makeable 3rd and 2.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
New England on 3rd down. Not quite 50%. 4 for 9. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
Green, 39. Green, 39.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. And they got 3 yards. That's enough. A conversion, and now it's 1st and goal. Offensive line wasn't set. There's the flag, and 5 yards back they go.
Quarterback has to look around and make sure that his team is ready to go. Sometimes the quarterbacks go faster than is necessary.
And that'll set them back 5. Long drive. The defense just cannot seem to catch a break and get off the field. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
So the defense has put them in a tough spot. It's 2nd and long. And to give this time to the tailback. They do get 6, but they've still got some work to do on 3rd and goal.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness. Think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
This offense 2 for 2 on 3rd downs on this drive. This the most important of them all, 3rd and goal. Now back to throw. And he's in. Touchdown, Patriots. A great play there with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Patriots have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him, and you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. And he's got it as the lead is now 10-6. So that drive spans 13 plays, and it ends with a New England touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken about the 12. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first.
Well, so much for him being bottled up throughout the day. Finally finds a way to break through and get a really nice gain. The defense had felt great about what they had going. Now they've got to turn their attention to getting it back in that direction. Can they bottle him up again? Because I'd say after that run, confidence is pretty high for him.
Back to throw now on 1st down. And he goes down. It's a Patriots sack. And there they bring pressure from the inside and they get home.
Yeah, hard to block everyone, isn't it? And on this play, someone did not get blocked. He's the one who got home.
Gun. They'll look to throw. And a quick throw here. That's complete. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. Ten yards to go on 3rd. Caught inside the 35. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A gain of 32 that time. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
They were stopped on that play, but he's had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to him the rest of the game.
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Throw left side complete. That's Ballard. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
Back to throw. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the left hash, this will be a 52-yard attempt. And this one is right down Broadway. Checking in on Houston, it's in the 4th quarter there. Chargers have just stretched their lead with a score. If they can hold on to that lead to the end, it would up their win total to 7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That's fielded in the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. And after a sluggish start, he's really bounced back. The numbers bear that out.
And you're a baseball guy, partner. How many at-bats over the course of a baseball season?
Oh, boy, 4 in a game.
Yeah, about 4 in a game.
4 times 162.
350 or so, right? Sometimes it takes a while for a guy to get going. That's my point. It's not the first few carries. You don't worry about that. As they go along, get that guy lathered up, get those blocking assignments down. Those 2-yard gains turn into bigger gains as the game moves along.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the 4th quarter, we see both teams hold up the 4 fingers. 4th quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the 4 fingers for 4-minute offense. And this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Now, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it. And let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there.
Green 39. Green.
On 3rd down, it's Terry, and he will have a first down here at about the 40. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
But they didn't accomplish their goal. They didn't get a stop there, gave up another first down. They have all 3 timeouts in their pocket. I think defensively, you got to start thinking about using them here.
I was just going to ask you at what point you think now's the go time?
I think now's the go time. I don't think you sit back and wait because they can take a lot of time off the clock between plays and run 3 to 4 and really put you in a stressful spot.
All right, here we go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. So the Patriots with a football as we get you reset. They've got a second down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. Now a handoff looking right. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game. And the Raiders call on a nickel set for third down. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll push his way up to about the 44 here. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. Now on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And a great job on special teams to down it as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they've got to make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Second down here after the incomplete pass. He'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also third down. They'll look to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Newton. And he will get the first down as he's up to the 20-yard line. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well. He's back to throw. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Counting down toward a minute to go in this football game. Back to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Newton. And they're able to get this one across the 35. They've got another first down. The Raider passing game clicking on all cylinders right now. And here comes play number 6 on this drive. Back to throw. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and that's going to lead to a third down. Looking to throw. And he's got his man on the out route. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. Second down and 10. They're going to look to throw. Throwing the out route, incomplete. That's Bowman. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. In search of 8 yards on third down. They've already converted 2 of these on this drive, 2 for 2. crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off near the 42.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
And with just inside of 10 seconds to go, they'll burn their final timeout. 9 seconds left. Victory all but assured now as they take a knee here, and they're going to escape with a 1-point victory. Well, Charles, the old saying, the old cliche, if you will, points at a premium, that certainly applied here, didn't it?
And that almost like opened up a time capsule, didn't it? Old school football, low scoring, close game. What a way to finish it up.
You loved it, didn't you? You loved the defenses.
I certainly did. Brought back the images of the game of old.
So for the Patriots, they keep pace for a playoff spot as they move to 7-3. And now they'll get the short week as they get set to play at Detroit on Thanksgiving. Meanwhile, for Oakland, they suffer their 4th loss so far. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Seattle Seahawks. So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. The Patriots winners here at home as we say so long from Foxborough.